Woo boy, 3 hours of Raw. That never turns out good. Well, let's get right down to it. So the night starts off with Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis. Is he gonna fire Laurinaitis? Well, this segment, pretty good. Created intrigue. It's fun to have Vince there, and he takes cracks at Laurinaitis. Sheamus comes out, tells Vince he looks good. I thought he's supposed to be a tough guy. He's apologizing. They've made Sheamus into a wimp. Vince McMahon says Laurinaitis better make this the best show ever, or he's getting fired at the end of it. So at the end of the third hour, we're going to know if Laurinaitis is fired or not. So the next segment, we see Sheamus defeating Tensai in the first match. Now, didn't Vince just say that every match better be good? This matchup was fucking terrible. It was slow. Tensai is sloppy. It was just a fucking mess. Awkward, slow, lethargic beatdowns, and there's only so much Sheamus could do with a clusterfuck like Tensai. After the match, Tensai beats up his manager. He hits him with a bunch of knees on the barricade, and you could clearly see he's not even hitting them. They look phony as shit. Vince McMahon backstage actually tells the truth and actually breaks kayfabe and says that wasn't too good and Laurinaitis better step it up. So Teddy Long offers a suggestion for a fatal four-way matchup because Alberto Del Rio is now injured. They made that announcement. He got a concussion from Khali. Khali is so fucking dangerous. Not only did he actually kill a man in the ring, but now he's given a concussion to another wrestler. So, great job there. Next up, we see Beth Phoenix and Carl Rodriguez defeating Santino and Layla. Another garbage fucking matchup. I don't understand how Beth Phoenix managed to pin Layla when Santino was on the outside. He just wasn't doing anything. He refused to come in the ring and help. Just a really stupid match. Why is Ricardo even here if Del Rio isn't? How is he even relevant when the guy he manages isn't even there? Next up, we've got Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, and Kane. This was a very good segment. Good back and forth between Punk and Daniel Bryan. The crowd was really into it. People were chanting Punk's insults. He called Bryan a goat face because of his beard. People liked it. It was pretty entertaining. Kane comes down, and I just think Kane kind of ruins it and getting AJ involved. Even though the AJ thing kind of adds a little bit of intrigue to it, not by much. It would have just been better if they just left this as a rematch for No Way Out. Nobody really cares for Kane. Everybody stopped reacting to the segment once Kane came out. No one's really interested in his part in this feud. They just threw him in there at random. Next up, we've got the Fatal 4-Way matchup. We got Ziggler as the winner. He defeats Khali, Christian, and Jack Swagger. A good choice to win. This matchup is like 2 3/4 stars. Why is it not 3 stars? I'll tell you why. The first 5 minutes were boring as shit. Khali no selling a frog splash by Christian. When Khali got eliminated, I thought that was the end of the match. But then they inform us that it's actually a fatal 4-way elimination match. So nice announcement there. Just tell us the rules of the match. What kind of match this is during the match, so everybody's fucking confused. So after they got Khali out of there, it got good. Christian and Ziggler with some great back and forth. So now it's Ziggler and Sheamus, and they do a stare down on the entry ramp, and it worked good for a last minute type of booking. They did this pretty well, so I guess on SmackDown they could finish up, juicing up the feud a little bit. Next up, we've got Vince McMahon dancing in the back with Brodus Clay's girls, and this was very PG. This segment, a little lame, but it was funny. I laughed at it. It's funny seeing it. Uh, Zack Ryder looking all surprised in the back. So, just a little lighthearted segment. Funny. Vince McMahon's funny with his facial expressions, so I'll let it pass. PG, but, it was funny. Next up, we've got Ryback in another boring squash match. Next, Big Show defeats Kofi Kingston in the steel cage match. This was boring as shit. Slow-ass matchup. More of Big Show looking around and, just doing one fucking horrible move and then, going back to staring around. Kofi Kingston gets into it for about a minute and Big Show throws him and he climbs the cage like Spider-Man. Like 2 seconds of good action and that's about it. Big Show hits him with a punch, walks out of the cage. This matchup was like 15 fucking minutes and they could have got the job done in 2 minutes, to be quite honest, without having to go through all that slow, boring crap. Next up is Sin Cara and Hawkins. Sin Cara does a couple of moves, beats him with a head scissors into a face buster. Since he returned, this is kind of like his worst match that he's had back. Not too good. Hawkins is just a jobber. And, just nothing too great here. Just a little dose of some spots, some high spots. And it was about 2 minutes long. Nothing to write home about. Next up, we get to see who the mystery Raw main eventer is. It's Vader against Heath Slater. And he looks like he's fucking pregnant. I swear to God, I thought Vader was going to give birth during this match. Just in time for Prometheus, I thought that a fucking baby alien was just going to pop out of his stomach and, we were going to have him running around the ring. I thought, what, maybe we're going to have a second generation Vader right now running around the fucking ring. This was fucking stupid. I mean, it's nice. I was a fan of Vader back in 97. Vader left the WWE back in 98. Pretty much after Vince Russo told Vader to cut a promo saying he's nothing but a big fat piece of shit. He left the WWE in disgrace. He returned in 2005 where he stumbled and fell off the ring apron like a damn fucking goof. He at least seems like he lost a bit of weight, but he still is so fucking heavy. They build him at 450, but I don't know if that was a fake weight when they used to bill him as that. But he definitely looks around that weight now. So yeah, he beats him with the Vader bomb. They tried to protect him, so he didn't look that slow. He only did a couple of moves. Slater is fucking hilarious. I loved his promo before the match, but they don't see it in Slater. They see him as, probably too small. And, the usual excuses. He cuts a good promo. He's pretty good in the ring. He should be a U.S. champion. Next up, we've got CM Punk and AJ defeating Kane and Bryan. AJ jumps up on the Kane, gives him a kiss. Punk hits him with a kick, or hits Bryan with a kick after Kane leaves. Isn't he supposed to be a monster? And he's all flustered by a fucking kiss. And anyway, after the kick, Punk hits the Macho Man elbow, pins him. Disgraceful. He hits Daniel Bryan with 2 moves and pins him. How is that fucking believable? That hurts his credibility. A retarded booking decision. So that's the last match of the night. So now it's time for Vince McMahon to decide whether or not Laurinaitis is fired. So Laurinaitis comes out and then he's about to fire him. Big Show comes out, starts cutting a promo. He is as slow and horrible cutting a promo as he is in the ring. Like, it wasn't enough that we saw Big Show for 15 minutes in a horrible fucking steel cage match. We had to see him cutting a 15-minute horrible fucking promo to boot. He takes like a whole fucking minute to rest and then starts, talking some more irrelevant bullshit. Then John Cena comes out. And then we get the cop out of the night. Vince McMahon says that he's going to decide if Laurinaitis gets fired based on whether or not Big Show wins the match. So that just defeats the whole entire fucking purpose of the whole thing. It was supposed to be based on what Laurinaitis booked and how he made the show tonight. And the show was fucking awful. This was 3 hours of bullshit. You had one decent segment with Bryan and Punk. Some of the Vince McMahon stuff was entertaining. One decent matchup where Ziggler won. We saw, Ziggler finally getting his comeuppance and, being the number one contender, but that's only because Del Rio got injured. So this was just a fucking waste. Oh, and, they start brawling at the end, and Big Show punches out Vince McMahon by mistake, and everybody looks all worried, and it was just bad. And I'm really, really worried about when Raw goes 3 hours. I mean, I seriously don't know how I'm going to sit through 3 hours of this crap every single fucking week. I mean, this was a horrendous fucking show. Horrible matches, useless matches. They bring back a wrestler who's totally out of shape. It's probably only a one-time thing, but still. Yeah, I mean, this show sucked. It had one good match on it, but you had to wade through, 3 hours of fucking bullshit to get to one good match, and that's not even worth it. That's how they're going to do things come the 3 hour permanent Raws. It's not going to work. It's going to cost WWE a truckload of fucking money. And, yeah, long story short, fucking horrible night. And, if you didn't see the show, just fucking skip it all together. Don't even bother with the replay. Bad show. Horrible fucking show.